I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? It is a great day, and I'm so very excited to have my next guest on the show. We're going to be talking about incurable positivity. Welcome back to the show. Okay, so guys, we're talking about incurable positivity, and we have our author. You guys know how I feel about authors, right? I love authors. I mean, stupidity, no authors. That's the end of the conversation. No authors, stupidity. You can put it backwards, it still works the same. We would not know anything without authors, without books, history, all of that stuff. People who have the urge to write things down and to make them plain and to give it to us so that we can learn, that we can know about history, and that we can be incurable with positivity. I want to welcome to my show today, April Sabral. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. So, okay, let's get down to it. Let's go back a little bit because I really love the pre-story of people who actually wrote a book but didn't think they were going to write a book, or they've always written and this is just something that just happened. So what is your story?
My story is I got kicked out of home at 16, got a job in a retail store because I was a bit of a, unruly teenager, and had to pay my way. And then 3 decades later, from a part-time salesperson, became a senior vice president of a retail chain running 350 stores, in Canada.
Ooh.
So I went from the UK to the US to Canada. And in the midst of all that, had 2 kids, was a single mom, raised them myself. So, I had a lot of challenges in my life, let's say, a lot of obstacles to overcome.
Oh my gosh, is this where incurable positivity comes into play?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I would think, yeah. So
Yeah.
wow, that is amazing how you literally made it. Not a lot of people make it.
Yeah, I mean, I worked really hard. I was naturally gifted with people. And so wherever I went in any organization, I literally went in, would lift people up, make them feel good, be really positive, and then we would change the culture to a positive, nurturing culture, and we would get positive results, right? Like that's what we did. So along that journey, I know the impact of positivity and positive leadership. And also, like, bit of backstory, my parents are American hippies. My mum used to send me, Abraham Hicks, Eckhart Tolle, like Louise Hay, all of those kind of thought leaders around the law of cause and effect, law of attraction in my 20s. So I was learning all of this and kind of studying it along with being a single mom and trying to move up the retail chain to earn more money to provide for my kids, right? So I was like,
Right.
okay, I'm going to just try this on as a science experiment, and it worked. So like over the years, I just developed this thing that people just say all the time. God, you're so positive all the time, because I think what you believe you become, right? What you think about manifests in your world. So now this book is really sharing in a deep dive how I've done that, because now reflecting on that success, that's a big piece of it. And so I want to share that with the world, because it's not that complicated, but positivity is a skill that you need to practice and you need to learn, just like eating healthy, going to the gym, working out, all of that stuff. But I think because it's an internal thing and people can't see it, we forget about it. So we don't practice it because we're more concerned about like what we look like from the outside, how we show up in the world. But what you think about will show up in the world. It will impact your life, your business, your friendships, your relationships, all of that, how you raise your kids. So I'm really excited to finally get this out there, because I was never going to be an author, like literally. I was running retail stores and chains. My first book was 3 years ago, and that was just about like putting positive leadership into a book. And this one's a deeper dive, and it literally was just, I don't know, somebody said you should write a book. I was like, okay, let's go. So that's what happened.
Wow. Wow. This is amazing. I love this. I love this. So incurable positivity came out from your life.
Yes,
Mm.
100%. Yeah. And it's simple.
Wow.
It's only 100 pages long. You can read it in a day, but it's got really thought-provoking questions in it that will make you not read it in a day. Like it will literally stop you. I've had people call me, email me, say, I thought I was really positive, but that question made me really think about it. Am I really positive? Like, what's the impact I'm having? And so, yeah, I'm really excited that now finally this is coming out and the world gets to read it.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So how long did it take you to write the book?
About 5 weeks, not very long actually, because when I write, I feel like it comes through me. It's almost like it was on my heart to write this at Christmas, because from the previous book, we were going to do a series, and we're still doing that. We're doing a series of the positive effects for single moms, for teens, for entrepreneurs. But the core of being positive, if you don't understand that, the principles of the other model won't apply. So it was on my heart. I sat down at Christmas and I was like, I got to get this out. Plus, I'd been through some personal stuff last year where I had to really dig deep and like practice what I know to be positive even more intentionally with more discipline. And so I thought, well, there's got to be a reason for this. I think everything in life is like teaching you something. So I was like, I basically got given that gift of a challenge to get this book out. So yeah, about five
Wow,
weeks.
that's
Mhm.
amazing. Where can people find your book?
On Amazon. So Amazon, it's available in hardback, hard copy, paperback, Kindle, and also it's going to be in Audible at the end of this week.
That is so cool. What was it like to do Audible?
It's good if you know how to technically use software, otherwise you have to keep doing it over and over again. But it's fine. I did a lot of voiceover in my other business, Retail You, which is an online platform. So like I've been practicing voiceovers for about 5 years. So it's just,
All right. So, oh my gosh. All right. So, how do your kids feel about you writing a book?
I think I don't know, I'd have to ask them actually, but I do talk about I do talk about them in the book because when my daughter she's 25 now, but when she was young, I used to practice intentional positive thinking with her. Like we'd be on a car ride and I'd be like, okay, we're gonna have some fun, do some intentional positive thinking. And it's funny because I just spent a weekend with her in Europe a couple of weeks ago, and literally she walks around the world like that now, like super positive, super in wonder. Everything's wonderful. She's so present. And I was like, "God, I could learn even more from her just watching her." But but she said she basically, yeah, she thinks positively, and you can see you can see that where it wore off on her now as an adult. It's
Mm,
kind of funny. Yeah. And him, I don't know, he's 19 now, and he always says to me, "You can't keep greatness down, mum." That's what he says all the time. So I'm like, oh, he's got that positive gene too. It rubs
oh,
off on
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how the children can pick up something, but we can't? What
Oh,
is that?
100%. Yeah.
Gosh. I love,
Yeah.
love, love to have incurable positivity, but sometimes it's incurable negativity. We all we definitely all need to get this book to help us out. I mean, reprogramming our minds and doing something that is positive is not always easy.
No, it's not. But in one of the chapters, I talk about that. And like, it's not about ignoring being negative, right? Because what you resist persists. So if you ignore something, it just gets bigger. So there's a practice of like releasing, reaching, and reframing where you acknowledge where you are. You acknowledge that feeling so that it dissipates. Like most of the time, if you're overthinking something in your head and you're stressed, and you just say to your brain, thanks for bringing that to my attention, but I don't need you to solve that today. Literally, it will dissipate immediately. Just saying that
Mm,
to yourself, because your ego will just try and protect you, right, of something new, something that's changing. But if you can say that, it will just kind of like go away, and then you'll just stop overthinking something and worrying about something. I learned that a long time ago.
yeah. I don't know if my
Mhm.
brain will listen to me.
I don't know.
Stop, brain. Yeah. It's me. It's me. Definitely me. But I'm gonna have to definitely get positive. Was it incurable positivity in my life? I'm gonna have to, because I mean, we all go through the ups and downs, and like you said, your daughter is amazing. Your son is like, yeah, I'm telling you, mom. So this was a bestseller, and it still is, right?
Yeah, yeah. It reached bestseller on Amazon new release in the self-help category in the first 2 days, which was amazing. And
Ooh.
now, yeah, and now we're just trying to get the word out there and get more people to get it. So it can help them, help their businesses, help the families. Because I truly believe if we show up more positive, we'll be helping the planet at large be a better planet. Like that's how I
Mm-hmm.
see we change the planet. There's so many
Right.
things we can do to change the planet, but if we just show it more positive, we can create more love, more joy, more happiness. That will have a ripple effect, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hmm.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show with me today. It's been such a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thanks, Yaya. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Anytime. Anytime. We're going to have that information in the description box below so that it is easy for you guys to go ahead and go there and go to Amazon and get this book or check it out. It is a new release bestseller, and it's Incurable Positivity by April Sabral. And I'm just so excited to have had her on the show. Thank you, girlfriend.
Thank you.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, bye.